Hey guys, how's it going? So first of all, I wanted to talk about the PlayStation 5 issues that I am already having. As of this recording of the video, I had the PlayStation 5 already little less than 1 day, and yet I already am experiencing some few issues. Now this is important for me to clarify and mention because, mind you, right, if we bring this issue into the light, Sony are going to be able to see these issues, more people are talking about it, means that they will resolve this as quickly as possible. I'm not saying the console is bad, oh my god, far from it. PlayStation 5 is a very satisfying experience and I'm very happy with the purchase that I have made, at least at the moment that I have played already. Let me tell you, my experience so far with the games that I have played is the Astro Playground, and I've got a platinum trophy on that by the way, already too. And also, I might be wrong about this, but like halfway through the Spider-Man Miles Morales as well. So next up is going to be experiencing, at least for me, Demon's Souls, but that's going to be a little bit later down the road. So first of all, I needed to touch on a few of the issues that I'm having. One, for some odd reason, when I connect my PlayStation 5 to my PlayStation 4 Pro with the Ethernet cable to transfer data, it does not allow me to transfer games such as like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War or like an Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I cannot for some reason transfer them over. It does do the loading all the way to 100%, and it does pretty much brings me back to the main game hub. But the issue is signifies that there was some kind of error, and they're not exactly being specific what was that error. The other issue as well I'm having is the downloading. I've been trying to download Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War differently. I just went in the store, downloaded it on a PlayStation 5 version. By the way guys, be sure you choose the PlayStation 5 version on your PlayStation 5. And basically don't just click on download, just go to the right side, you see like 3 lines and you choose the version there. Okay, so basically when you do try to at least download it, it starts up perfectly fine, but then there's some kind of error. Some kind of error just does not allow you to continue downloading it. So instead what I did is restart the whole console. I restarted the whole console and finally I resumed the downloading and it works just fine. But because of this issue, and because, mind you, right, the game is very, very big size, more than 100 gigabytes or so, right? So I had to do restarting my console 4 times already. It finally has downloaded, well, actually downloaded last night, but still, it is kind of ridiculous in some ways. Now, again, all these issues, by the way, I should definitely mention, are indeed fixable through the software patch. And I do know that PlayStation 5 already has received a software patch, but all it said was a stability issues, improvements I should say, not issues. But I think a lot of reports have been going out and saying that the safe mode, or I should say power save mode, has been fixed when you play games. Like for example, I hear that a lot of people when they play Spider-Man Miles Morales and they go to power rest mode. Did I say save mode for some reason? I apologize. The rest mode I meant to say. Anyway, so when you go to the rest mode when you had the game on, for some reason it just completely turns off the console. And also, I kind of don't like the way the console is on default if you keep your console on for a very long time and you don't touch the controller for a couple of minutes or so, maybe like 10 to 30 minutes, I'm not too sure. Your console will give you a warning, that's a good thing at least, and tell you that in a couple of so minutes the console is going to go into the rest mode. But remember, we still don't know if this is exactly fixed, and seeing that isn't exactly good comforting things. But thankfully I'm pretty sure, I've not tried it yet, but I'm pretty sure you can turn that off, that feature at least. But I do like my controller being turned off, and when I don't use it, as an example, like maybe 10 to 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe I had to walk away from gaming at that moment. I believe I also need to mention this as well. It's regarding of the PlayStation 5 controller. I particularly had 2 other issues with it, and I'm not too sure if it's actually something wrong with the controller. It may be in fact that perhaps something was wrong with the game instead. So at this point I was just playing Miles Morales Spider-Man game, and once a time, basically, whenever there's a transition from a cutscene to gameplay, for some odd reason, when Miles is talking, having a conversation, my controller kind of gets stuck and does not operate properly. And I think it may be just the game, or maybe just there's little faulty issues with it, but I don't think it's necessarily like a game breaker. Okay, now the other thing. This is a little bit frustrating, at least personally to me, and I'm sure it's not for everybody that feel the same way. I'm trying to recharge my controller, okay? So it's like almost dead, it's like 1%, one battery remaining, and I want to, charge it up. So what I do is, I connect my controller using the proper, the charging cable, but I actually connect to my wall instead of my PlayStation 5. It does register as if it's actually it is charging, but when after like 2-3 hours I disconnect it, I can see the bar has now went up. So I was like, wait, what's going on here? Is something wrong with my what's going on? Is something wrong with my controller? And so I decided to try it out and use it on a PlayStation 5, charge it through my PlayStation 5 console, and by all means it works. This kind of sucks because I actually could charge my PlayStation 4 controller like this, but it seems like the PlayStation 5 controller does not allow you to do so. And it's actually a little bit more comfortable personally for me using from the power outage, from the wall, right, from the socket anyway, but instead connecting to my PlayStation 5 because I need like a very long cable. But again, it's no big deal, at least not too many people, but it is a little bit of a big deal for me. The other issue I'm also having, and I don't know if that's exactly everybody else is having, this happened once. My console froze. I don't know how exactly it happened, but I can tell you definitely what has happened. Basically, I could not record this moment at least, that's the unfortunate part, but what I did, I was playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. At that moment I was finished up with this mission, that's what I remember at least. And then I went to the, PlayStation Hub. I opened that up and then I wanted to see the trophies. I clicked on the trophies and it just never booted up the trophies. Instead, I tried to exit it off or press the PlayStation button again. Nothing responded and it just did not work. So I decided to wait a couple of minutes. 5, 6, 7 minutes passed. I was worried. What is going on? Did it crash? What happened? So I decided to completely turn off the console by, going up to the console and turning it off like myself manually, not with the control, because remember there's no response. Basically, it has actually put the console into rest mode. If you guys did not know, if you turn off the console, for some reason it just goes into rest mode instead of actually completely turning it off. I'm not too sure how to do that yet. It is like a full turn off. So anyway, I put it in rest mode. I turned it back on with my controller, and it works fine. And I did not lose any session. That's weird part. I'm not too sure what happened with that crash. So you see, these issues already happen within less than 24 hours, even less than that. And that's a little bit concerning because I know that Xbox Series X has their own problems too and pretty serious issues too. Here is maybe they're not that serious, at least because there's always a workaround them, but I do know there are other issues that are people experiencing on their PlayStation 5s. I just hope my console is now a faulty one that that I've gotten in here, so I can still continue playing and gaming on it and having no more issues. I still do believe that few extra software patches, when they do come from Sony officially, of course, everything is gonna get fixed or at least fine-tuned, and that's what I'm looking forward to at least. Well, guys, that's all I wanted to comment. Guys, even though I'm a fan of PlayStation 5 itself and their games especially, I'm still not gonna deny the fact that this console does have issues. It is a day one purchase. And, you are kind of a little bit bargaining a little bit, and it's never really guaranteed for it to be 100% works perfect. But still, over time, it will improve. Now, I'm sure one last thing to mention, a lot of you will say, well, why didn't you just wait for a couple more months until the console would have been fixed more and you had no issues? I want to, like, my answer to that would be just, I want to experience the games now. I don't want to play these games after months and months of wait. You know, I want to have plenty of fun now. I have an opportunity, I have the money, I could afford it to buy it now. So why would I get the console later if it's still going to be $500 after 6 months to a year? It's still going to be $500, guys. It's not going to go reduction of the price. The console is extremely popular. The console sells super well. There's no possible way that this console will go to less than $500 for the disc version I'm talking about, of course. That it will stay there for a year, even longer, because the console is getting phenomenal sales. That's it. That's it. Even though the competition may go down the price reduction, PlayStation 5, Sony, I don't think they will be willing to do that. Alright, thank you so much for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. See you guys all later. Tell me down in the comments, is there any other issues that perhaps you're experiencing on your console as well? On either way, Series X or the PlayStation 5, you can share them down in the comments. I would love to read it. Thank you again. Like and subscribe. See you guys all.